Greetings and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 kill team video, where today I'm reviewing the Goremongers kill team sent to me by Games Workshop. But as always, I aim to be honest and impartial and constructively critical. But please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of this kill team. And remember, I've got a Discord you can check out for free in the episode description below, and a affiliate link at Element Games, an affiliate link and discount code at Crossfire Games, and a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. But let's get on with the kill team review. Starting off with the roster, the Goremonger kill team are an 8 operative kill team, so you have a leader and 7 operatives. The archetypes are Seek and Destroy and Recon. Seek and Destroy, as to be expected, it's Khorne. Recon, I guess it makes sense, you know, considering they are kind of trying to scout out and stuff. Ideally, they would have only been Seek and Destroy, but they don't really fit security or infiltration. But that's a really good selection of ploys. I mean, archetypes. Recon is really, really good. And then from your list of operatives, you can take an Aspirant, Blood Taker, Impaler, Inciter, Skull Claimer, and Stalker. And then other than the Aspirant operatives, your kill team can only include each of the operatives above once. So seems pretty solid there. For the faction rules, you have Runes of Khorne. Each friendly Goremonger operative cannot lose more than 8 wounds per shoot action. So everyone terrified they were going to be shot apart? It's not. I actually really like Runes of Khorne, just as a heads up. You know, I'm not a hater. Then we have Gore Tanks. Each friendly operative has a Gore Tank that has 3 levels: full, half full, and empty. They start the battle at half. Whenever a Gore Tank increases, it goes up 1 level. Whenever it decreases, it goes down 1 level. A Gore Tank cannot increase when it's already full or decrease when it's already empty. See the handy diagram below. When a friendly Goremonger operative incapacitates an enemy operative within its control range or visible and within 2 inches of it, you can increase its Gore Tank. Whenever a friendly Goremonger operative uses a Sanguivite rule, you must decrease its Gore Tank. Sanguivite! So you've got that diagram. So you've got full, half full, empty. I like to remember it, which a lot of UK people may remember. I don't have one to hand, but remember full moon, half moon, total eclipse. There we go. That's how I remember it. And, you know, Americans are just going to be so confused. Then you've got Sanguivite. Each Sanguivite rule that specifies when it can be used, and you must decrease the operative's Gore Tank to do so. You cannot use the same Sanguivite rule more than once per activation or counteraction, and you cannot use more than 2 Sanguivite rules per activation or counteraction. You cannot use Mania or Fury during the same activation. Now, here's where I grow to hate this mechanic. So first you have Rejuvenate. During a friendly Goremonger's operative activation or counteraction, before or after it performs an action, they regain 2d3 lost wounds. Now this is too much wounds. It should have been d3 plus 1. But 2d3 is great for the Goremonger player. It's horrible for everyone else. Because remember, let's say you knock someone down to 2 wounds, then they heal 6 and go back up to 8. You know, it's the healing is just too much here. Then you've got Mania. During a friendly Goremonger's operative's activation, before or after it performs an action, until the start of the operative's next activation, add 1 to its APL stat. Great here for going to free APL. Then you've got Fury. During a friendly Goremonger's operative's activation, before or after it performs an action, the operative can perform 2 fight actions during that activation, and the second one is free. Yeah, double fight. Great. Fine. And it can do the second one for free. It's fine. It's really good. Then you've got Rake. Whenever a friendly Goremonger operative performs a charge action, whenever that operative finishes a move during the activation, you can inflict d3 damage on 1 enemy operative within its control range. This is actually really good into teams that have, let's say, damage negation or elites. Really good at chipping them away. Then you've got Surge. When a friendly operative performs a charge or reposition action, until the end of the action, add 1 to their move stat. So, spoilers, they go faster than Eldari. And then Rage. Whenever a friendly Goremonger operative performs a fight action, until the end of the action, add 1 to the attack stat of that operative's melee weapons. So these are all incredibly, incredibly powerful. And the limiting factor is you can only use 2 Sanguivite abilities during your activation, and you can't use the same one more than once during your activation. What is a balancing factor? Everyone starts half full. So it's okay, but it's like you rocket into like a weakened model, all of a sudden I think you just always pop Fury when you charge. There's no real reason to do Mania unless you're trying to like charge, fight, kill, pop a point. But, you know, what you can even do is charge into someone with rage. So you charge into someone, you use rage to go to 5 attack dice, you kill them, then you pop Fury to fight again for free. So that's a really powerful combo there. Or even just charging in if you want to ensure the kill using Rake to then kill, because there's no point not spending it when you charge in because you're very likely to win that fight. So Sanguivitae are very powerful, but you know, as a Hand of the Archon player, I feel kind of ripped off here. I feel like they stole my faction ability, but made it better. Like, especially when it comes to the healing and stuff and the ability to double fight. But the important distinction here, you only get it from kills. So if you don't kill anyone, you actually don't trigger it, and you have to kill it in melee. So there is a trade-off, but these abilities are very, very powerful. For Ploys, starting off with strategy Ploys, you have Enhanced Violence. Whenever a friendly Goremonger's Gore tank is half full, its melee weapons have the balanced weapon roll. If it's full moon. Its melee weapons have the relentless weapon roll. Really, really good. Generally, you're always going to be half full, so you're always going to get balanced, which is, you know, it's nice. Then you've got Augmented Endurance. Whenever an operative is shooting a friendly Goremonger operative, if that operative's Gore tank is half full, you can reroll one of your defense dice. If it's full moon, you can reroll all of your defense dice. This is also really good. Even like this is actually better than Enhanced Violence because of your Marks of Khorne. When you make those clutch 5-up saves, it really messes up your opponent when they're trying to kill you with shooting. So this is always going to be good because even if you charge in and kill, when you may like run out of the ability to Enhance Violence, you'll actually always technically be at the benefit of Augmented Endurance. Then you've got Gory Tenacity. Whenever a friendly Goremonger operative is fighting or retaliating, the first time your opponent strikes in it during that sequence, halve the damage inflicted rounding up. Now, this is actually what really I don't like. This team did not need melee damage reduction. You know, I actually think the Marks of Khorne, where you limit your shooting damage, really, really good. I think that's great. That's a really good way to make a melee team not get destroyed by shooting. But then you've added this, so the melee team now also has a buff against other melee teams. Why does this exist? And you know, it works every time they fight, so you know, it's not once per turning point, it's always active, coupled with their healing. It's just crazy. Why did they, you know, it shouldn't have worked against crit damage, you know, all that kind of yada yada. Why did the melee team that already has shooting defense tools, which is fine, it needed those shooting defense tools, why does it have a melee damage negation tool as well? Regardless, this ploy is amazing. You're always popping this from turning point 2 onwards. Well, only if you're actually into melee teams. Then you've got Hunt for Blood. Select one friendly Goremonger operative. If it has a conceal order, change it to engage. Then it can immediately perform a free charge action, but cannot move more than 3 inches during that action. This is amazing. So for teams you out-activate, last activation, you might as well just go like, okay, I'll reposition and dash spoilers 10 inches or 11 inches if you spend your Gore tank. End within 3 inches of someone. And then if you lose initiative, you just charge them. Because if they're a 2 APL model, if they fall back, you know, they're kind of screwed because they're just in the open. And if they fall back and shoot you, if they're 3 APL, you're not going to die anyway. This is amazing. A really good selection of strategy ploys. Then for Firefight ploys, you've got Unbridled Aggression. Use this Firefight ploy when a friendly operative is fighting during an activation which is performed the charge action. At the end of the roll attack dice step, until the end of that sequence, the operative's melee weapons have the severe weapon rule. I'm just going to say poor commandos, poor orcs. This is really good. This is actually really, really good. Not only is it just a nice way to push through damage, it's a really good tech tool into certain kill teams. Great. Then you've got Gore Thirst. Use this Firefight ploy when you would counteract. You can do so with one friendly Goremonger operative that has a conceal order, but you must change its order to engage, and it can only perform the charge, fight, or shoot action during that counteraction. This is really good. So it still can only charge 2 inches, but the fact all of a sudden you can go, did you get too close, bro? And just go like, woo, and spend a CP to charge someone. It's really, really good. Or fight. It's great. Then you've got Destructive Demise. Use this firefight ploy when a friendly operative is incapacitated. Inflict damage depending on that friendly operative's gore tank on one enemy operative within that friendly operative's control range. Inflict D3 damage if it's Total Eclipse, D3 plus 1 if it's Half Moon, and D3 plus 2 if it's Full Moon. So this is nice. I don't think you'll ever have the CP spare for this, but it's nice. It's okay. Then you've got Lacerate Flesh. Use this firefight ploy when a friendly Goremonger operative with an empty gore tank is activated or counteracts. Increase the operative's gore tank. At the end of that activation or counteraction, decrease its gore tank. You cannot use this decrease to use a Sangue Vitae rule. If you cannot decrease its gore tank, inflict D3 damage on it. This is actually a nice tech piece if you're especially trying to boost to get 2 boosts before you activate, or you just need 1. It does come at a cost, but with your healing, it's fine. Really, really good. Although the problem you're going to find, you're going to be very command point intensive. You're going to be burning through a lot of your ploys quite quickly. Starting up with the operatives, you have the Goremonger Blood Herald, your leader. He has 2 APL, a 7-inch move, a 5 up save, and 11 wounds. This is actually your normal stat line. Everyone is movement 7. It hurts as an elder player. And everyone has 10 wounds. Your leader has 11. So he has the Icon of Khorne, that skull thing he's carrying, which is 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, 4/4 range 8 saturate. It's a really good, damn good flamer. Then he has the Chainblade, which is 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4/5 rending. This is the profile of all your team's melee weapons, and it's good because remember, if you need, you can give him severe if you want, and just all of a sudden pop off. And because you can use it at the end of the roll attack dice step, you can see if you roll crits and then you don't need to spot it and then, you know, just save it. But he's really good. So you've got Khorne's Favor. Once during each of this operative's activations, if its gore tank is empty, you can increase its gore tank, which means your gore tanks always go brr. You just always spend with this guy. You spend. His card has no limit. So he's really good in that regard. Then you've got Impending Apotheosis. Once per battle, when an attack dice inflicts damage on this operative, you can ignore that inflicted damage. Why is this super just a scratch? This should have only worked against normal damage. The leader is insane because remember, let's say you shoot him down to, you do 8 damage to him for a shooting attack. It goes down to 3. Then you charge him, you hit him for 4 damage, that halves down to 2, so he doesn't die. Then you strike him again and he just scratches and he doesn't die. So this leader is almost impossible to kill. Now, an important fact to mention is your entire kill team is on 32 more bases, which means blocking is a bit, you know, easy for the opponent, but it means you're more likely to double fight. But your leader is amazing. Then you've got your Aspirant, who is your general operative. Remember, general. He's got an auto, well, they've got an auto pistol, which is 4 attacks, hitting on 4s, 2/3, range 8. Then the Chain Glaive, which is 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4/5, rending. It's got Obsessive Bloodlust, so whenever this operative ends the fight action, if it's no longer within control range of enemy operatives, it can immediately perform a free charge action, even if it's already performed the charge action during the activation, but cannot move more than 2 inches during the action. Doing so doesn't prevent it from performing the charge or dash or reposition action afterwards during that activation. So effectively, you can charge, kill someone, then charge again, or fight, use this to charge for free again, fight, and then like do a charge or dash reposition after. So as a double-ended use, this is amazing. This is your normal warrior. You're always taking 2, but I think sometimes you take 4. They are so good, like ridiculously good. This is what the Butcher should have had. These operatives are crazy, and these are just your normal basic warriors for this kill team. Then you've got the Blood Taker. He's got an auto pistol and ritual blade. The ritual blade is 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 3/5 ritual. So ritual, whenever this operative is using this weapon, the first time you inflict an damage on an operative within its control range during that sequence, you can increase this operative's gore tank. Note, this is cumulative with the normal rules for increasing its gore tank, i.e. if you incapacitate an operative within its control range. Then you've got Transfusion Ritual. Decrease this operative's gore tank. Instead of using a Sangue Vitae rule, you can increase the gore tank of one other friendly operative within 8 inches of this operative. This operative cannot perform this action while within control range of an enemy operative or if its gore tank is empty. Now, normally you would probably go, I think I'll just take an aspirant. But because you can just transfuse someone and all you need to do is just inflict damage to increase your gore tank, you kind of always take this operative. It's really good, especially when you're trying to set up charges into really tough opponents such as elites. But remember, you can always just spend a CP to give yourself severe to guarantee you that 5 damage if you don't have it already, and do crazy amount of damage. So this operative is actually a really nice utility piece. Then you have the Impaler, who has an auto pistol. It's got the Flesh Skewer in ranged profile, which is 4 attacks in on freeze, 4/5, range 8, stun, drag, prey. Not as in not prey. And then Flesh Skewer stab, 4 attacks in on freeze, 3/4. You've got drag. It doesn't dress up. Whenever this operative is shooting with this weapon, at the start of the roll attack dice step before inflicting damage, you can move this target up to X inches. X is your total number of successful unblocked attack dice multiplied by 2. The target must be moved to a location it can be placed as close as possible to this operative, determined by the X inches you choose to use. This move must be done in 1 or more straight line increments, and increments are always rounded up to the nearest inch. Whenever the target is dropping during that move, ignore the vertical distance. Then you've got the Prey ability. Whenever this operative is shooting with this weapon in the resolve attack dice step, after resolving the drag weapon roll, if you choose to, you can discard any number of your successful unblocked attack dice. In other words, you can choose not to inflict damage with any number of them. So this is nice, like if you wanted to reposition a team. But my issue is, like, it needed more range. I say, like, give it like 12, maybe even 14 inches of range. I think 12 would have been fine. But this is not great. It's really fun, like just dragging people. Like you're literally shouting, "Get over here!" He even kind of looks like Scorpion, but I would just run an aspirant instead. It's fun, like it's fun, right? But he's not efficient. He's oddly like one of the weakest operatives in melee for this team. Just run an aspirant instead. Then you've got the Inciter, who has dual auto pistols in melee. Well, in range profile, it's 4 attacks hitting on freeze. 2/2, range 8, ceaseless, devastating 1, rending. Then in melee, it's 4 attacks, hitting on freeze, 3/4, ceaseless, rending. Then it has dash and spray for 1 action point. Perform a free dash action and a free shoot action with this operative in any order. You can only select dual auto pistols focused for that shoot action. You cannot perform while you have a conceal order or while within control range of an enemy operative. So you can DAC dash, which is nice. Then you've got Incite the Hunt. Whenever this operative incapacitates an enemy operative from more than 2 inches away, before that enemy operative is removed from the kill zone, you can increase the gore tank of 1 friendly Goremonger operative within 8 inches of that enemy operative. Whenever this operative inflicts damage on an enemy operative but doesn't incapacitate it, that enemy operative gains a bleeding token if it doesn't already have one. During a friendly operative's activation or counteraction, before or after it performs an action, if it's within 8 inches of an enemy operative that has a bleeding token, you can remove that token and increase a friendly operative's gore tank. Now you may be going, John, I dropped this for an aspirant as well, right? Actually, no. The fact it can DAC dash means it always has like a 12-inch threat range for shooting, and because of Incite the Hunt, you want to stage someone within 8 inches of the target that you're going to shoot at, because if you kill them, you increase the gore tank. If you don't kill them, you're very likely to push for at least 1 damage and then give them a bleeding token, so then you can heal your gore tank regardless. And especially in a team with very, like, basically no ranged firepower, having the ability to just run around, dust people is very, very good. Like, you always take this to make your opponent play honest against you, even if you only have an 8-inch range of shooting. Then you have the Skull Claimer, not the Skull Taker. He has an auto pistol and great chain axe, which is 4 attacks hitting on freeze, 5/6 brutal, no rending, but it is brutal. Then you've got Brutish. Whenever an attack dice would inflict critical damage on this operative, you can choose to inflict normal damage instead, which is really good. Then you've got Claim Skull. Once per turning point, if this operative incapacitates an enemy operative with its great chain axe, you gain 1 CP. This is crazy, like really, really good. I would have actually made this a strategic gambit. Select, like, basically pick 1 operative you want to claim their skull, and then if you claim the skull that turning point, then you get a free CP. That would have been balanced. Otherwise, this is crazy. Like, he just charges in, kills 1 person, gives you a CP, leaves like a Chad. It's great. You always take the Skull Claimer. Then you've got the Stalker, who has Pick Rippers, which are 4 attacks hitting on freeze, 4/5 rending. It has climbing picks, so whenever this operative is climbing, treat the vertical distance as 2 inches, regardless of how far the operative actually moves vertically. I was right. by the way, in that video. I guessed, and I was right. To be honest, I thought it was due to the legs, but it was actually due to its weapons. But even though I was wrong about how it climbs, I was still right that it's a climber. Then you've got Rooftop Stalker. Whenever this operative is fighting during an activation in which it dropped from a vantage terrain, or whenever this operative is fighting against an enemy operative that's on a vantage terrain, this melee weapon have Relentless. It's really good. Like, it's really great on Volkers. This operative is so good. It's just like the sky, the roofs are mine. Stay away. They're my roofs. They're my roofs. It's really, really good. Always take the Stalker. For faction equipment, it's all really good. You've got the Gory Totem. Before the battle, you can set up one of your Gory Totem markers wholly within your territory and more than 2 inches from other markers, excluding your Bloody Cadaver marker. Whenever an enemy operative is within 3 inches of your Gory Totem marker, is shooting, fighting, or retaliating, your opponent cannot reroll their attack dice. This is actually really good, depending on the team, more so into elites and teams with good melee. Importantly, it can't be within 2 inches of markers. So basically, it can slightly overlap where your opponent can control objectives from, but it can't overlap on the central marker. So it's still actually pretty good nichely, but it stacks better with the Bloody Cadaver. So for the Bloody Cadaver, before the battle, you can set up one of your Bloody Cadavers markers, Bloody Cadavers, within your territory and more than 2 inches from other markers, excluding your Gory Totem marker. Friendly Goremonger operatives can perform the pickup marker action on that marker. In the ready step of each strategy phase, you can increase the gore tank of one friendly operative that controls that marker unless that friendly operative is within control range of an enemy operative. You always take this because it's just a free refill. Like, what you do is, if you stage up correctly, you put the Bloody Cadaver with the Gory Totem, you have an operative like either reposition and dash, and then pick it up, like whatever, reposition, pick it up, and then in the strategy phase they go up to 2, and if your opponent charges them, they don't get any rerolls. Really, really good. Always take. Then you've got the Chaos Sigil. Once per turning point, when an operative is shooting a friendly Goremonger operative, at the start of the roll defense die step, you can use this rule. If you do, worsen X the piercing weapon roll by 1, if any, until the end of that sequence. Know that piercing 1 would therefore be ignored. Pretty good, really good, but I mean, you kind of don't care if you're shot at, so you may take this. Then you've got wrist chains. Once per turning point, when a friendly Gore operative performs a shoot action and you're selecting a ranged weapon, you can use this rule. If you do, until the end of the action, the following melee weapons are treated as ranged weapons with the ranged 2-inch weapon rule: Chain Blade, Chain Glaive, Great Chain Axe, ignore its brutal weapon rule, and Pick Rippers. Right, so at least it's only once per turning point, but like it's crazy. So you go to free APL, you can't get within charge range of that second operative. You charge, you kill, then you shoot them within 2 inches with a 4 attacks hitting on freeze 4/5 rending weapon. What? It's once per turning point, but the fact it still gets rending, it still hits on freeze. Like, it really should have been -1 to hit. At least it's once per turning point, but you always take wrist chains. Like, you can even just like reposition dash and go to free APL and then use wrist chains and just go, oh, you thought you were safe, huh? You thought you were safe. It's good. All this equipment is good. Like, you're always taking Bloody Cadaver, you're always taking wrist chains, and you may take Gory Token, and you may take Chaos Sigil, but damn, this team, like, damn, it's so good. Equipment is great. So then you've got the designer's commentary, which, goes over every kill team, which is a nice addition, helps explain some tactics you can use, which is really nice. It's kind of funny to read these, because they make it sound as the kill team is hard to play, and it's just like, okay, you. For the Goremongers, when it comes to kill team collection / the roster, if you're building a 1-box kill team, obviously you've got the Herald, Aspirant, Bloodtaker, Impaler, Inciter, Skullclaimer, and Stalker, and then you get a second Aspirant. So that's really easy if you want to run it as a 1-box team. If you're aiming to be more competitive, I don't really see the need in building the Impaler, so you could build an Aspirant there. But it really does work as a 1-box kill team. The only thing you may want is if you wanted to build more aspirants. So maybe like 2 to 3 more aspirants. Ideally, you'd only need 1 to 2, because I think you still need the Inciter, basically the one. Because you may want to drop the Bloodtaker from time to time, but I can see you regularly dropping the Impaler. So you may want to like model of that around. I'm trying to figure out how to convert them properly, but it's not necessary. As I said, if you wanted to be hyper competitive and you didn't want to buy a second box, just don't build the Impaler, run that as an aspirant. But even then, the aspirant's pretty solid, like just pulling people into position and stuff. It's just not as effective due to how powerful aspirants are. But the good news is it's basically a one box team. As I said, you only need the others if you want to like push them a bit. But I guess you could kind of get away with running bloodletters as aspirants, but that you need to do some more modding. But generally, it's a one box kill team, which is good, and that's the basis to build from, which is great. So for the Goremongers overview, if you've watched the main review, you would see this meme, and I've been using memes to cope. We were almost there, everybody. They almost designed a balanced melee team. To be fair, they failed as soon as they got to the Sangue Vitae rules. The Ploys is just like, okay, this team is crazy. Once again, it does have some weaknesses. Elite kill teams. Elite kill teams and teams that can shoot twice. So elite kill teams. You know, technically teams that out-activate, and if you just run into the open and engage, you will lose. But if you don't do that, should be okay. Really messes up Eldari teams. It messes up any team that isn't an elite kill team, and even elites have to be scared. Like, oddly, Legionary, Plague Marines, and like Phobos are actually really good into this kill team. Even like Nemesis Claw kind of have to respect them. But it's just weird. Like, why did the melee team get damage negation? And then we've got wrist chains? Like, and once again, why does the leader have super just a scratch? Why is there so much damage negation in this team? You have to remember, everyone is minimum 4-5 damage apart from like 2 to 3 operatives. It's weird. And like, you know, the Impaler is technically useful if you're taking it to like pull people off points, you know, try and set up safe charges. You know, it's fine, but just take a normal aspirant. Your aspirants are crazy. They're so good. The downside of the team is it does have 32 more bases, so it can be base blocked more easily, and you can use terrain to slow the team down, but they are movement 7. If they want to charge, they can actually spend Sangue Vitae to go to 8-inch movement, which is really good. So it's also a one-box team, which is nice. Now, you may want to build the Impaler. Magnetizing is a little bit odd because of how the arms join, because they're not flat points. But I'm looking on ways to convert more aspirants because I really like this team. The legs, just squat. This is team squat while your opponent's doing stuff. But this team is crazy. Like, look, I will openly say it. I'm not a playtester. No, I actually really like the Khorne icon mechanic. You know, being only able to take a maximum of 8 damage from shooting is really nice. You know, they could even lower that to 6 or something, and I would have been okay. The problem I have is like you walk up and shoot them. If you're not an elite kill team, you walk up and shoot them. You knock them down to 2 wounds. Then they heal back up, usually to 6, maybe even 8. Then they murder you, and then that was it. Because then they can also use their Sangue Vitae rules after killing you because they would have refilled their gore tanks to then fight again. And they also have damage reduction in melee. Like, they really didn't need damage reduction in melee. Like, at least make it once per operative, once per turning point, or not work against crit damage. Like, why does the melee team have melee damage reduction on top of shooting damage reduction? Why can't Games Workshop design balanced melee teams? What is this? Like, it's generally perplexing at this point. I just don't think they can ever learn from it. And it's really disappointing. As I said, it's kind of annoying that they've got a better pain token mechanic, but you do have to remember you have to kill to increase your gore tanks unless you're using your equipment or you're actually setting up stuff with the Inciter, the operative with the dual auto pistols. Now, actually, I like that. I like how it works with the Inciter. The equipment is kind of tolerable because at least they have to move and pick it up, and then if they want to drop it to give it to someone else, you have to spend another action point. But you generally can just put that on your leader, and your leader just goes to like, oh, I'm always at full capacity. I'm at full moon. I'm full mooning all the time. So it's really, really good. It's a great team to collect because you really only need 1 box. You probably just don't build the Impaler, you build your aspirants. And, you know, because you're actually 32 more bases, it's very easy to double charge stuff. So multi-charging stuff and doing your double fights, really, really good. You're probably going like Oddly, confirm kill is great for this kill team. You can even do plant beacons. You don't actually have to run too far forward. You've got a lot of operatives that can go to free APL, but you do have to watch out for elites. But as I said, with the whole like Blood and Zeal review, it feels like we've been pushed back into playing elites, which may be the big brain move all along. But they're a great kill team. They're really fun to build. I've almost finished / have finished building and, well, painting mine. The cool thing is they all have 2 different head options, but they are kind of limited in how you pose them. They only have 1 pose, so buying a second box is kind of useless, which is why I'm actually looking. Maybe I might use, what do you call them? Goliaths, or something from the Corpse Grinder cults, because they would work out well. And it is like quite a fun kill team to paint. There are too many details, but still really nice. But it's kind of straightforward and kind of... You do have to stage up. Like, it is important staging up turning point 1, but once you've staged up correctly, you literally just charge into the opponent, because unless they have ways to double shoot, there is no real point for them moving up and shooting you, because then the entire team just goes, oh, look, a walking refill. It's great. And just refill. So, you know, you got to be careful. They have so much mobility. They're going to be really fun to play if you're a new player, and really forgiving. And if you're a good player, you're just going to be playing these because they're amazing. Like, oddly, they kind of mess up Felgor. They're like Felgor 2.0, but better. It's really weird. This is so weird. But otherwise, they're a great kill team. Just, I'm hiding my rage. The way I've coped with my age is memes and trying to emulate Matt Berry. So it would please me greatly if I come to a tournament or gaming night and I hear all the Goremonger players going, I'm using my Sanguivati ability, you know, succulent Chinese male. It's great. I love it. That's the only thing that's helping me cope. But it's a great kill team. Like, I was thinking of converting these up to be like kind of like Drukhari racks, like mutated racks and stuff. I don't want to play the Blood and Zeal teams. They're so good. But they're great, you know, just watch out for elites. So just gotta watch out for them elites. But that's pretty much it from me today. Please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you think of the Goremongers. Do you like them? Are you big a fan as me? I'm so hyped and happy that this team ended up the way they did. And remember, I've got a Discord you can check out from the episode description below, an affiliate link at Element Games where you can also buy this team, as well as affiliate link and discount code at Crossfire Games, and a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. So I'm just going to quickly shout out my patrons. So for my adepts of the crew, I have Tom, Supercow, Sam, Nick, Mercenary Q, Mr. Meatworld, Lucas, Jeremiah, Graham, Fangzu, Draken, Dave Meatsworld, Dan, Dada Goldens, Chris, and Morpheum. And then for my veterans of the crew, I have Mark. So thank you so much for all your support. It really means a lot to me and helps support the channel. But yeah, you know, I mean... So there is some counterplay, like I said, with the Sanctifiers, but it's going to be really demoralizing to play against this team and they just destroy you. Like, they just rush you down and you go, wow, what could I have done? And then you've got the chain, the chain things. It's just like the wrist chains. Look, it's just like, I'm really frustrated with the team because they were almost there in terms of balance. Like, if they didn't have the melee damage negation, I would have been like, oh, great. That's fine. They just want to get into combat. But the fact they have melee damage negation, leaders has super meta, like super just a scratch, and they have wrist chains. I'm just kind of like, why? And especially as I've like started playing like Hand of the Archon full time, I'm just like, is the universe mocking me? Is this my price? But remember, no matter how full your gore tanks are, either full moon, half moon, or total eclipse, there's always a chance to win as long as you can roll a crit.